absolutely ridiculous. And let's talk about how ridiculous.
Breaking news. Angel Reese, once hailed as the future face of women's basketball, has just been publicly humiliated on live television over explosive steroid allegations. What started as whispers of controversy has now become a full-blown scandal threatening to end her career. Tonight, we break down how it all unraveled from her rise to stardom to her shocking fall from grace. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happened live on air.
Yep, she is the worst fucking basketball.
Angel Reese entered the WNBA as a star, a college champion, a viral icon. She had swagger, confidence, and a fan base ready to crown her. But with fame came controversy. Many accused her of believing she was untouchable, a player protected by referees, by the league, and by the media. For months, fans whispered that she wasn't living up to the hype. Then came a bombshell accusations of steroid use.
You put in, and right now, you are getting exactly what you...
It started with rumors from inside the locker room. Then, leaked reports suggested Reese was caught using performance-enhancing drugs, including anabolic steroids and EPO substances banned at every level of professional sports. The accusations spread like wildfire. Was the player who once preached confidence now exposed as a fraud?
Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening.
The scandal exploded when Reese was confronted live on television. What should have been a routine interview turned into one of the most humiliating moments of her career. The host didn't hold back pressing her on steroid allegations in front of millions. Reese stumbled. She dodged questions. And in that moment, the superstar image shattered.
Reese told her lonely male followers, hating pays too. Translation, I need attention. Translation, I need money. Translation, nothing about me is authentic.
Fans didn't buy it. Social media lit up with memes, jokes, and outrage. Analysts who once praised Reese now ripped her apart. Patrick Bet-David called her the league's biggest disappointment. Former players labeled her a hypocrite. And the harshest critics pointed out the irony. Even with steroids, Reese's game was falling apart.
But when the entitled complaints are coming from Angel Reese, it makes news throughout the mainstream media.
The Chicago Sky, already struggling with chemistry issues, wasted no time. Reese was benched. Then her contract was suspended. The WNBA released a short statement, distancing themselves from the controversy. In the eyes of fans, the damage was done. Reese went from being marketed as a cornerstone of the league to being labeled its biggest cautionary tale.
Comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching. They're watching me.
Off the court, the fallout grew worse. Brand deals pulled out. Sponsorships vanished. Even her massive social media following turned on her. Angel Reese, once a symbol of confidence and empowerment, became a punchline overnight. And instead of rebuilding her career, she fueled the fire with cryptic Instagram posts and controversial public statements.
Be the big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to...
This wasn't just a stumble. This was a meltdown of epic scale. The Angel Reese story, once filled with promise, has now become a warning. A warning about ego, about shortcuts, and about the cost of chasing fame instead of greatness. Whether she ever plays again is unknown, but one thing is certain: Angel Reese will never be remembered the way she hoped.
All this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still...
So, what do you think? Is Angel Reese unfairly targeted, or is this the natural consequence of arrogance and bad decisions? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the WNBA's biggest stories.
Now, the self-proclaimed villain has decided to go after the queen. Now, Angel Reese has decided to antagonize lonely grown women.
Breaking news: Angel Reese, once hyped as the future face of the WNBA, has just been humiliated on live television over shocking steroid allegations. A career that was supposed to inspire millions is now collapsing under the weight of scandal, jealousy, and self-inflicted chaos. Tonight, we investigate the rise and fall of Angel Reese and reveal why experts say her career may be finished for good.
Same Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is desperately hanging on to for relevance. Same Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is trying to create this one-sided rivalry with. A rivalry that no one cares about but Angel Reese.
Angel Reese was supposed to be a trailblazer, a champion at LSU, a viral sensation who brought swagger to women's basketball. But with fame came arrogance. Analysts accused her of being overprotected by referees, hyped beyond her performance, and quick to deflect criticism. The warning signs were there long before the scandal.
She didn't celebrate with her teammates. She mocked Caitlin Clark. So there's jealousy there. I certainly see that with her. I don't know about
The whispers became headlines. Reports leaked that Reese tested positive for banned substances including anabolic steroids and EPO, drugs designed to boost endurance and strength. The player marketed as a role model was suddenly exposed as a cautionary tale. Fans demanded answers. The league stayed silent, and the scandal grew.
I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many.
The turning point came live on national television. What should have been a routine interview turned into disaster when Reese was pressed about the steroid allegations. Instead of answers, viewers got excuses, deflections, tears, and awkward silences. The clip went viral. The image of Reese as a fearless superstar was destroyed in real time.
Angel Reese, you can't be the big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed.
The turning point came live on national television. What should have been a routine interview turned into disaster when Reese was pressed about the steroid allegations. Instead of answers, viewers got excuses, deflections, tears, and awkward silences. The clip went viral. The image of Reese as a fearless superstar was destroyed in real time. The Chicago sky, already fractured, had no choice but to act. Reese was benched, then suspended. Teammates grew frustrated. The locker room imploded. And with their chemistry shattered, the team's playoff hopes vanished. One star's reckless decisions dragged an entire franchise into chaos. Instead of reflection, Reese doubled down, targeting Caitlin Clark. She mocked her European contract, accused her of chasing money, and even hinted at racial bias from Clark's fans. But the public didn't buy it. To most, it looked like jealousy of fallen star lashing out at the league's new golden girl. As Clark rose, Reese unraveled. She threw tantrums, clashed with referees, and in one infamous fever matchup, smacked Clark in the head. Instead of competing, Reese resorted to cheap shots, even celebrating when teammates shoved Clark to the ground. It was the final straw. Fans saw not a competitor, but a desperate player losing control. Off the court, sponsors pulled out. Endorsements vanished. Her Instagram became a lightning rod for criticism. The so-called Bayou Barbie, once celebrated for confidence, was now mocked as a hypocrite chasing clout. Every tantrum, every excuse, every failed attempt to deflect only cemented her downfall. This wasn't just a stumble. This was a collapse of epic proportions. Angel Reese threw away her talent, her reputation, and her future all for ego, shortcuts, and social media attention. The WNBA has moved on. Caitlin Clark is thriving. And Angel Reese? She's become the league's cautionary tale. A living reminder that arrogance and excuses can destroy even the brightest careers. So what do you think? Is Angel Reese being unfairly targeted, or is this the price of her own arrogance? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more investigative coverage of the WNBA's biggest stories. Angel Reese, once celebrated as one of the brightest young stars in women's basketball, has now found herself at the center of one of the most humiliating scandals in recent sports history after being publicly confronted on live television about explosive steroid allegations that have cast a dark shadow over her career. Just months ago, Reese was being promoted as the face of the Chicago Sky and one of the future pillars of the WNBA, but now, her reputation is collapsing faster than anyone could have predicted. The live TV moment that fans are calling her career funeral unfolded in front of millions as a host grilled Reese directly about whether she had taken performance-enhancing drugs, including anabolic steroids and EPO, substances that are banned in all major sports. Instead of confidently shutting down the accusations, Reese looked nervous, dodged questions, and stumbled over her answers, leaving viewers stunned and critics pouncing on her every word. The humiliating exchange immediately went viral, with memes flooding social media and analysts dissecting her every expression, pointing out how a player who once flaunted her swagger and confidence suddenly looked exposed and fragile under the weight of the truth. The fallout has been brutal. The Chicago Sky quickly suspended her contract, distancing themselves from the scandal, while the WNBA issued a short but cold statement, making it clear they wanted nothing to do with the controversy. Fans who once cheered her are now calling her a fraud, with many pointing out the irony that even with the alleged use of steroids, Reese was still underperforming on the court, missing layups and failing to live up to the massive hype that surrounded her. Brand endorsements that once lined up to attach their image to Reese's popularity are now vanishing overnight, with major sponsors quietly cutting ties to protect their own reputations. Social media, which was once Reese's safe space where she built her fanbase and crafted her bold image, has now turned toxic against her, with hashtags like #ReeseScandal trending and thousands of fans demanding accountability. The humiliation goes beyond just the steroid allegations. It is the collapse of her public image, the unraveling of the Bayou Barbie persona that once made her a cultural icon, and the revelation that the player who preached about hard work and confidence may have been cutting corners behind the scenes. Critics like Stephen A. Smith and Patrick Bet-David have already declared that this could be the end of her professional career, labeling her the biggest disappointment in women's basketball and warning young athletes not to follow her path. For Reese, the